deliver all beings throughout the vastness of space and the Dharma realm. Let all sentient beings equally attain Buddhahood. This is truly rare. Do the Buddhas and Tathagatas of all directions possess the wisdom of Amitabha Buddha? Do they have the compassionate vows of Amitabha Buddha? Do they have the supernatural powers of Amitabha Buddha? They all do. Every Buddha is equal. All Buddhas share the same path. Then why don't all these Buddhas establish their own pure lands like Amitabha Buddha? Amitabha Buddha established the pure land of ultimate bliss. So why didn't Shakyamuni Buddha establish a pure land? Shakyamuni Buddha is in no way inferior to Amitabha Buddha, not less capable, not lacking in any respect. Have you ever thought about this? Have you ever realized the meaning behind this? Suppose all the other Buddhas in the 10 directions did not establish pure lands, but Amitabha Buddha did. So all sentient beings go to be close to him. Not apart from all, yet all are contained within the one. This is the truth, the real situation. If every Buddha created their own pure land, everyone would end up fighting. Of course, this would definitely lead to things like self-importance and putting others down. These kinds of problems would arise. There is only one Dharma center, pervading all of empty space and the Dharma realm. There is only one place of practice. Buddhas of all directions and 3 times, they guide and send their disciples to the Western Pure Land of ultimate bliss. Since someone has already done this, we don't need to do it again. The Buddha is demonstrating this for us. We need to be able to understand it. In ancient China, why were big and small temples and Dharma centers established everywhere, so widespread? Transportation was not developed. Traveling was inconvenient. To benefit beings, a Dharma center was established. No means of transportation. So, building Dharma centers everywhere was the only way to widely help sentient beings. Is it necessary today? No, it isn't. Some years ago, at the very beginning, the first time I visited Elder Jia Piyu in Beijing, I talked with him about building Dharma centers in modern times. Nowadays, we only need to build one for the whole world. I suggested to him that, since Chinese Buddhism has 10 major and minor schools, each school should just build one Dharma center. There's no need to build so many anymore. If we concentrate all our manpower, financial resources, and materials to build one center, it can serve sentient beings all over the world. Nowadays, it only takes 2 days to travel around the globe. If someone wants to practice Pure Land, they can come to the Pure Land Center to study. If they want to learn Chan, there's a Chan center for them to go to. All the great Chan masters from around the world would gather in this one place. It would be so convenient for us to approach and learn from them. It's not like the old days, when it was so inconvenient. Especially now, when it comes to spreading the Dharma and benefiting sentient beings, we can use scientific tools, satellite TV, the internet, to broadcast live to the whole world. Everyone can receive it right in their own homes. Think about it. Why would you want to build so many centers? It's a waste of people's effort and resources. Why not pool our strength and use it together? If you want to be the leader, fine, we'll support you as the leader. It doesn't matter who becomes the leader. We'll all back you, all support you. Please take the lead. But the person who becomes the leader has to sacrifice and dedicate themselves. It's a tough job. For those of us helping, it's much easier. There's no sense of responsibility. We just give our full support and assist from the sidelines. So in this era, a lot of people say the world is a global village. If the earth is one village, one center is enough. 2 centers would be too many. That's why we really need to understand what kind of era we are living in now. How should we meticulously and thoughtfully go about our profound work of spreading the sacred teachings and genuinely benefiting all sentient beings? If we could truly and effectively pool our collective manpower and dedicated resources, say, for example, we are devoted followers of the Venerable Pure Land School of Buddhism, if all diligent and sincere Pure Land practitioners could come together in harmonious unity, regularly and deeply discuss the profound teachings every single day, learn invaluable insights from each other's experiences, diligently study and practice with unwavering commitment, and constantly and progressively elevate our own spiritual state and understanding to higher levels. We would be diligent in teaching and guiding sentient beings. And by using technology, we could bring these teachings right into everyone's home. Just look at this world. One center is enough. If our manpower is scattered, can't be done. We need manpower, financial resources, and material resources. If we concentrate them, things become easier. To truly work together for the benefit of others, it essentially means having absolutely no self at all. Only then, in this lifetime, can we attain liberation. If our every thought is about ourselves, about my center, about my region, then I will never be able to escape the cycle of rebirth in the 6 realms. Why is that? Because you cling to the idea that 6 realms are yours. You cling to the idea that Avicii hell is yours. How could you possibly not fall into hell? What does it mean to be attached to Avicii hell? Being attached to greed, anger, ignorance, and arrogance. That is Avicii hell. We end up committing all kinds of various and numerous offenses. So who can be reborn in the Pure Land? Only those who let go of this world of suffering, who put everything down and no longer want anything. Only such a person can be liberated. If you yearn for the Pure Land, you will definitely be reborn there. This is a certain truth. This is the real situation. That's precisely why we diligently read the profound Sutra of Kitagaba, in order to fully comprehend the immense suffering of the 3 evil paths and the 6 realms of existence. We need to understand that every thought and intention, every evil deed we commit, brings its own retribution. The retribution described in the sutras for each hell, those periods last countless kalpas. It's so easy for us to create these offenses in a short time, but the resulting retribution will last for an incredibly long time in the future. Every word of advice I give you is absolutely true. Let me tell you, spending just one day reciting the Buddha's name in the Buddha recitation hall brings boundless, immeasurable merit. The principles behind this are truly incredibly deep and very profound, and the implications are vast. Even if we tried to explain all these principles and phenomena clearly, we wouldn't be able to finish even after years and years. That's why sutras say that even if all Buddhas and Tathagatas spoke, they couldn't finish explaining it in a kalpa as long as Mount Sumeru's lifespan. So, we must not take this lightly. Look at the Lay Buddhist Association. Every day, elderly ladies volunteering, sweeping floors, wiping tables. Their merit is unmatched, beyond what ordinary people can compare. Yet I used to think I was, and looked down on them, underestimated them. But those people are actually bodhisattvas. They are Buddhas. If you don't believe it, just read the biographies. Take Fenggan, Hanshan, and Shida from Buqing Temple in the past. Who ever looked up to them? They wore tattered clothes, acted a bit crazy, and did the roughest, hardest work. Fenggan was the one who washed rice and poured out the meat broth, while Hanshan and Shida worked in the kitchen, chopping wood and tending the fire. Who would have known that Fenggan was actually Amitabha Buddha reincarnated? Hanshan was Manjushri, and Shida was Samantabhadra. They were the reincarnations of Manjushri and Samantabhadra. Don't look down on those doing rough labor. Many Buddhas and Bodhisattvas take on such forms. How could you possibly know? With your ordinary, worldly eyes, if you look down on them, you're actually creating negative karma. Just wait and see. When they pass away, there will be auspicious signs of rebirth in the West. What I say here on this platform is not a lie. After this Buddha recitation, whole open people have passed away standing without illness, departing peacefully. Ordinary people simply can't compare to that. We really are Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Even if we have a little bit of good fortune, if we open the Earth Store Sutra and look, is there any kind of negative karma we haven't committed in our past lives? Even now, we keep creating more karma, still not realizing we need to change, still not knowing to turn back. Chanting exhaustion reveals karmic obstacles quickly. The Buddha recitation hall is exactly the place for you to eliminate those karmic obstacles. In the first few days, when your karmic obstacles arise, if you can endure it, if you can be brave and diligent, those obstacles will be subdued. If you keep at it for 3 months or half a year, your karmic obstacles will be gone. Then you'll feel cool and at ease. Your body and mind will be stable, and you'll be filled with Dharma joy. The Buddha recitation hall in the Buddhist community has only been open for a few days. Has anyone experienced being filled with Dharma joy yet? Yes, there are, and quite a few, actually. Most of them are elderly ladies. When they see Scholar Lin Muyen, they ask about the next session. Lin Muyen holds weekly sessions. So just think about it. What kind of place is this? It's not built by people, it's built by the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. If we bow here thinking we built it ourselves, that would be a huge mistake. If you claim merits Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, unacceptable. We're just really doing some minor odd jobs for the esteemed Buddhas and revered Bodhisattvas. Just running errands, that's all. You really need to understand what your role is in this place. Only then can we truly receive the blessings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and the protection of the Dharma guardians and heavenly dragons. But is that protection for the temple or for the people who recite the Buddha's name? We're just getting a little benefit from it, that's all. If you think they are protecting us personally, then you are completely mistaken. How could we possibly have such great wisdom? How could we possibly have such great blessings? So, the establishment of a Dharma center happens when the good roots, blessings, and karmic conditions of sentient beings in that area have matured. We're just lucky to have a bit of faith and wisdom and to benefit a little from it. Every word of this is true. Now, number 16, the blood-hiding hell. The karmic cause for this one is stealing and sexual misconduct. Committing evil deeds either inside the temple or Dharma center or in the immediate vicinity nearby. This also includes lying. Among the 18 great hells, there is one called the blood-hiding hell. And this blood is not easy to deal with. It's filthy and foul-smelling. It's a river of blood. People who fall into this hell end up in this place. 17th and 18th, burning hands and burning feet. This category also belongs to the 8 hot hells. The sutras tell us that the karmic cause for this, indeed, is killing sentient beings while in the human realm. When you eat the flesh of living beings, you use a knife to cut off their hands and feet. Then you put them in a pot to boil or cook. In the West, people call it barbecuing. In the future, in hell, you'll also be barbecued by the hell wardens. Fourth, the barbed hell. This is the karmic cause of barbs, and it's all about betrayal. Betrayal, this kind of disobedience, it will lead you to suffer in this hell. The karmic causes involved here are truly extremely broad and far-reaching. Betraying your own parents, betraying your teachers or your respected elders. What does that mean? It means betraying your teacher and abandoning the path. All kinds of heinous and treacherous acts of betrayal, these truly evil and malevolent deeds, will inevitably result in the severe and inescapable retribution of this terrifying and eternal hell. The Tiger Hell and the Iron House Hell are the same in this regard. The severity of the karma created varies, so the suffering in these two types of hell also differs in intensity. The Tiger House is lighter, while the Iron House brings heavier retribution. The Iron House is also a sea of fire. And finally, the last one is the wolf hell. According to the Sutra of the arising of the world, it is caused by various unwholesome karmic actions. Among these significant factors, the most profoundly important is undoubtedly greed. The insatiable and powerful greed of wolves, in particular, is exceptionally strong. Among all wild animals, the powerful and formidable wolf is also considered one of the most ferocious and fiercest beasts. People often talk about a wolf's heart. A wolf's heart is cruel and vicious. In the human world, if someone is truly and utterly malicious, stops at absolutely nothing, and greedily takes everything for themselves, their karmic retribution will inevitably be in this very hell. Looking further at the next part of the scripture, the 5 lifetimes and other hells, each of them also contains many smaller hells within. Avicii and Ab are considered the fundamental hells, indeed the most severe and extreme of all hells, representing the deepest suffering. Besides Avicii and Ab, as mentioned earlier, each of the major hells also contains many, many smaller hells, sometimes 1, 2, 3, or 4, even up to hundreds or thousands, each with its own unique name. This sentence just glosses over it, leaving out the details. If we were to go into detail, it would be endless. Kitigarbha Bodhisattva said to Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, "People of this world, in this realm, in Jambudvara of the southern continent, those who commit evil deeds experience such karmic retribution." So, where does this hell come from? It manifests as a result of the workings of karma. So, all these states and appearances are not created by others for you to endure. In other words, heaven is not something created by God for you to enjoy blessings after it's made. And hell is not something created by King Yama. It's all the result of karmic retribution. If you create good karma, what you experience is heaven. If you create bad karma, what manifests is hell. That realm is changing moment by moment. This is what we often say, and it's all based on what the Buddha taught. All phenomena are empty, but cause and effect are not empty. So, where does this cause and effect are not empty come from? It's that transformation is not empty. The external environment is changing moment by moment. So, how does this transformation happen? It changes according to the mind. The mind is our thoughts, and thoughts have the power to transform, while the environment is what gets transformed. When everyone does good deeds, the environment becomes good. When everyone commits evil, the environment turns bad. Right now, the environment in our world is really bad. There are natural disasters and man-made calamities. When we open the newspaper or turn on the TV, we feel anxious and uneasy, constantly worried. What's the reason for this? It's because everyone is creating bad karma. How can things turn out well like this? Once we understand this principle and see the truth of the situation, we do our best to encourage and guide others, but that's really just fulfilling our own responsibility, doing our part. Will others listen or not? Did they even hear it? Whether they are willing to turn back is their own business. When we ourselves have kind hearts, speak kindly, and do good deeds, we will receive different results in our own lives. It is absolutely crucial that we thoroughly comprehend and internalize this fundamental principle, and furthermore, that we remain exceptionally vigilant and consistently attentive to its implications and applications in all circumstances. In the face of the numerous and escalating global disasters and profound crises that confront us today, how can we effectively and collectively save ourselves and ensure our continued survival? How can we help ourselves, our family members, relatives, and friends? As long as there is someone who is truly willing to listen, to genuinely believe, and to fully accept, then there isn't a single person in this world who ultimately cannot be saved. Even if you've committed truly egregious sins that would undoubtedly send you directly to hell, as long as you are still breathing and alive, you should absolutely try to save yourself. Once you've died and fallen into hell, then there's nothing that can be done. Not even the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas can help. As long as you haven't fallen into hell yet, you can still be saved. So how can you be saved? The Buddhas and Tathagatas have a wonderful method. They tell you to recite the Buddha's name and seek rebirth in the Pure Land. Reciting the Buddha's sacred name is truly the most effective and genuine method of repentance. Let go of all worldly and transcendental matters completely. Once you let go, you won't create any more karma. As long as you stop creating karma, you've already turned back. If you don't add positive or negative conditions to the seeds of bad karma that are stored within your alaya consciousness, then even though those seeds inherently exist, they simply won't manifest. If they do not manifest, it means you will not have to face their inevitable consequences. What the Buddha teaches us truly makes sense. It's not without reason. For a cause to become a result, there must be conditions in between. You can't control the cause or the result, but you can control the conditions. For example, a melon seed is the cause for a melon. But for this melon seed to grow, it needs conditions: soil, sunlight, water, and fertilizer. Only when all these conditions are present can the seed grow into a melon and bear fruit. That's when it has the right conditions. If we cut off those conditions, say, we put the melon seed in a teacup and leave it there for half a year, it still won't grow into a melon. Why is that? Because the conditions have been cut off. This is the principle Buddhism teaches us for liberating ourselves. In the alaya consciousness, there are countless karmic seeds, but now we cut off all the other conditions. Seeds exist. They do not manifest. We add one condition: reciting the Buddha's name. Within our alaya consciousness, we have the seed of Amitabha Buddha, the seed of the Western Pure Land. We just need to carefully nurture this seed and cut off all other conditions. That's exactly what this Buddha recitation hall is for. To completely sever all connections with other habitual seeds and their lingering influences. We focus our energy on strengthening this condition, concentrating everything to reinforce the condition of reciting the Buddha's name, so this cause for reciting the Buddha's name comes to fruition. In 3 to 5 years, you will definitely achieve it.